All right, I want to play the 911 call from Shelley Zimmerman from about a week ago, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Sure.
Is he inside now?
No, he's in his car, and he continually has his hand on his gun, and he keeps saying, step closer. He's just threatening all of us with his firearm. And he's going to shoot us.
That Shelley Zimmerman, the estranged wife of George Zimmerman, calling 911 this afternoon. And the police swarmed the house that apparently belongs to her dad as she accused George of punching her father, George's father-in-law, in the nose, knocking off his glasses, and also scratching her iPad. And she said she was scared. At one point, she's like, Dad, go into the house, go into the house. We're going to get some breaking news in a second on whether or not George Zimmerman is believed to have had a gun during this altercation. But first, what is Shelley Zimmerman going through? Well, we have a woman who definitely knows. Tanya Young Williams stood by her husband as she went through this absolutely insane trial. Your husband, an NBA star, Jason Williams, shot and killed his limo driver. And he went through a lengthy trial. The jury deadlocked on manslaughter. Eventually, he pleaded guilty to assault. You lived through all of this. You stood by him, but then you became estranged after the trial. I mean, why after? Why not at the very beginning?
Well, Jane, when someone you love has, as Jason did, an accident, which is very different than George Zimmerman, which is a purposeful killing. But when someone you love goes through a trying situation, that is not the time to leave them because you still love them. And when you're in the throes of a trial, you actually become closer because it is an all-consuming experience in your life. You eat, you sleep, you drink. Everything is about the trial and fighting for freedom. But you find oftentimes once the trial is over, you don't have that commonality, the conversations, there's a lost in conversation, and you start to figure out what is this relationship really about, because we don't have the same bond, which would have been the trial that's keeping us together. I would have to say, when I listened to George Zimmerman and Shelley talk on the phone, even when they were trying to hide the money, I said then, this does not seem like a couple that's in love. And therefore, I felt that he was using her for the trial. He needed her support. She was gullible enough to believe that he loved her, and she stood by his side.
Joey Jackson, when you hear that George is taking pictures with the owner of the gun shop, he's here, he's getting into issues with the law, and then you hear this, I mean, you know, he should stay out of trouble. Like OJ, you know, he was his worst enemy, his own worst enemy, when he got acquitted, just like Zimmerman, where, you know, they thought in both cases there should have been a guilty verdict. Why is this guy in the limelight so much?
It's a wonderful question, and one I wish I was capable of answering. I think that his lawyers certainly advised him. I mean, you know, you got to think with the effective lawyers that he has, that they advised him to stay under the radar, and he was handed a gift. The trial jury, in its infinite wisdom, made the decision that he wasn't guilty. And, you know, we respect the process. We respect the jury system, whether we like or don't like the outcome. But, you know, sometimes people have a tendency, you know, when they win, to be emboldened and to feel like they can do, and they can do whatever they need to do. And, look, I won't be judgmental about George Zimmerman. I will just say that he's gotten a new leash on life. And, you know, God has given him another opportunity for whatever reason, good, bad, or in between, and I think it's incumbent upon him to use that opportunity for good, whatever that good could be, and not to get embroiled in instances which, you know, endanger himself, endanger other people, and otherwise could lead to further criminality. So, you know, I'm sure he's got advisors. He has people telling him things. He might think about listening every now and then.
Now, a lot of people are, you know, either black or white about this. No pun intended, of course. They feel some that this shouldn't have been brought, and some feel that George got off. Which side of the fence do you fall out on this?
I mean, look, ultimately, I've been a prosecutor and the Manhattan DA's office, and I've been a defense attorney. And one thing I could tell you is, both sides, when they come to court to fight, they fight hard. The prosecution represents the state's interest, and in representing the state, they bring out any and all evidence they have. And the defense attorney, what I do now is I try to refute, and I try to minimize, and I try to mitigate, and I do all that I can. And so I've learned to whatever the outcome is that's the outcome that was that was meant to be. And so I don't want a Monday morning quarterback. I don't want to criticize the prosecution. I don't want to talk about the defense in any way. I'm just going to say that we have a criminal justice system for a reason. I think that we put our faith in it. I do every day. I was in court, today. I was in court yesterday. I'll be in court tomorrow, and it's a system that I really have a lot of respect for. And so I'm on the side that says that what the jury does, and we have to respect what they do, even if we don't support it.